the pleasure of introducing to you Mr. Adamson Adiboro. He is a legal practitioner and the principal partner of Advocare Lawyers here in Abuja. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, today on Probono Chambers, we'll be looking at this topic, the power of recalling elected officers. Wow, sounds like a very, very interesting topic and conversation
I'm
that
sure
we're about to have.
Would be by the time we dive into it, it'll be so interesting. Yeah.
All right. So, but if you're listening to Pro Bono Chambers for the first time, well, this is how we do it. We get to talk about a particular topic for just a few minutes, and then of course open up the phone lines for you to call in and ask any question whatsoever, because it's Pro Bono Chambers and we provide you with free legal advice. So you get to call in at the appropriate time to ask your questions. But in the meantime, we'll begin with our focus for this morning, the power of recalling elected officers. What do we mean by recall?
Thank you, Ruth. To recall, it's a power that is expressed by voters to remove an elected officer before his term or his tenure expires. Basically, it's a fundamental part of our governmental system. You know, that's the voters themselves, we the citizens who are now getting our PVC ready to vote, used to express their dissatisfaction on or with their elected representative in the government.
Okay.
It's empowered by the Constitution. It's empowered by the Independent National Electoral Commission Act here in Nigeria.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add on that?
Well, the electorates have the power to elect. So they have the reverse side of that power to recall. When the elected officers conduct themselves in such a way that is contrary to the purpose for which you were elected. So at that point, the electorate can invoke that power as constitutionally provided in section 69 and 110 of the 1999 Constitution. So at that point, you know, a man who has 4 years to go, he say, please, we can no longer accommodate you. Please come back home. That is the right.
It's like practically calling him, come back.
Come back
You
home.
can't
We are
do this,
tired of
just
you.
come.
But
Okay.
we should understand that, you know, like practically, people do not know about this, the power to recall. So, of course, we know that we all have voters' rights.
Yeah,
but the
maybe
power
they
to
do, because
recall
I mean,
and
I
then-
know I've heard, you know, some calls here and there about such things. I mean, lately, but then maybe basically the procedure, the way to go about it.
So
Maybe that would be like the most
exactly,
important thing
yeah.
now. So, what's the procedure? What provision has been, you know, made for the whole process?
Yes, I've cited the provision of the Constitution. It's a constitutional provision, and the procedures are there. That is why the National Electoral Commission Act have provided a power for the INEC to make a guideline on how to recall an elected officer. So the provisions are clear. The first thing is the electorate will have to do a petition signed by at least more than 1/2 of the registered voter in that particular constituency where the member to be recalled comes from. Now, when you say 1/2, the implication is this: if you have 1,000 people who register in that area, then you have about 500 of them, 501, because it must not be less than that.
Okay.
Then if it's less than that, then it is not qualified. Then it means that procedure cannot go on. So we are saying that you have 1,000 registered members. So at least 501 of them must sign that petition. Now, when they sign the petition, they will address it to the chairman of INEC, who in turn, upon the receipt of it, will verify the signatures, whether it tallies with their own register of voters. Then upon doing that, then they will call for a referendum. Within 90 days of receipt of that petition, it must be done within 90 days.
That's quite complicating.
That is where some
Do you
people
think that
feel.
is so realizable?
Yeah, it's realizable. It can be done.
What if you find out that the entire 1,000 that voted are actually, all of them are calling in or asking for the recall? Would there be any need for the whole searching through to see whether the signatures tally?
Yeah.
And then
It's a
90
procedure.
days.
It's a
You still
provided
have to-
procedure, of course. It's a
okay.
guideline.
No, there is need for that. There is the excess of that provision is to circumvent some mischief.
Okay.
For instance, if you don't verify, what if those who wrote or who did the petition were not registered members? There were people, because if you don't register,
who maybe just don't like the
don't
person's
like
face.
your face. So if you are not registered, you are not qualified.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you just go gather some people from nowhere and they say, oh, we are writing petition against this man, there is need to verify who are you.
Okay.
Are you a registered voter in that
So a lot of
constituency?
scrutiny goes through.
A lot of
in
scrutiny.
that
It is better. You may say it's cumbersome, but to me, it's better because of mischief. What if your opponent or a defeated officer or a defeated candidate is the one behind the whole thing that, oh, I will frustrate this man? So that is why, as far as I'm concerned, it's a good provision.
Okay. So that goes for every elected person in the public office?
No. You see, now, you know that the executive, for instance, the governor or the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, can be impeached by the legislators. In case of the state, by the State House of Assembly. And in case of the federal, by the National Assembly. But the provisions of Section 69 and 110 of the Constitution relate to the State House of Assembly and National Assembly. So the power to recall relate to members of the State House of Assembly and members of House of Rep and Senate.
So the
basically.
vast
So it does not relate to
majority
it
that
does
is
not-
not member here or there does not have any power when it comes to impeachment of the executive. That's what you're saying.
No. The executive can only be impeached. They don't. You see, the legislators are our representative.
Yeah.
So they are there to represent the electorate. So when they are doing that, you cannot go and bring all the electorate to come and say, you want to impeach the governor or you want to impeach the president. So once their representatives are there, they do that bit on their behalf. That's why the legislator will act precisely on behalf of the electorate to impeach a governor or to impeach the president. But when it comes to recall, those provisions relate, strictly speaking, to members of House of Assembly and members of the House of Representatives and Senate.
But why was this provision made in the first place? I mean, to be able to recall people of what benefit? I mean, I know you mentioned earlier, well, that perhaps if the person has failed in certain responsibilities. Because, well, basically, in Nigeria, I mean, especially with focus to here in Nigeria, we've not seen such...
Yeah.
And yet there are so many people who would say, no, we don't like the way this thing is going on, that one and all that, and no one has really been able to exercise that, right?
Good.
So how practicable is it?
Good. But, let's start from let's have a recourse
Why?
to the statement of Lord Atkins. It says power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Now, most people when they get to when they are looking for power, they can be on their knees. But once they get the power, they go in excess. They misbehave. Unfortunately, the Constitution does not provide for conduct that will constitute a misconduct or loss of confidence.
True.
That will make the electorate to recall.
So really, on what basis now do you judge?
Yeah. For instance, you have been elected to go and represent your people, to make law, do oversight work. But when you get there and you begin to misbehave, do all manners of things that are contrary to your calling, or conduct that are immoral, that will tarnish the image of the electorate or your constituency, then they can go ahead and say, look, you are not representing us. The classical example was what happened to Dino Melaye of recent. Why? Because of his, they said because of his ways of life. that it was no longer representing the people of Kogi State, and to that extent, you should come back home. So the conduct that will constitute loss of confidence is not actually defined, but it can be deciphered.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
If you are doing anything that you it's immoral, or it's not in tandem with why you are elected, then your people can say, come back home. That is foreground. Now you said that we have not recalled a single person being recalled.
I didn't say a single but
You
Yes.
said how
No,
practicable
it's
is
prac-
it?
Yeah.
Yes. How practicable
How
is it?
is practicable, but remember, it's unfortunate that in this kind of environment, all manners of sins will be accountable to why you cannot easily get any member of assembly or national assembly being recalled. A lot of factors. One, corruption. I'll give you why I say corruption is this. You gather signatures and demand to be recalled, get wind of those who are involved. You go after them, bribe them, give them money. The following day they come and say, oh, we did not sign that signature, we're not party to it. My signature was forged. They backed out simply because they've collected money.
Yeah, in addition to that, a lot of people are not even sensitized enough to understand that they have a right to recall. Now, what is out there is the right to vote. You know, everybody's aware that, yeah, we have a right to vote. But the right to recall the elected officers or their representatives is what people are not aware of. So if people were aware, perhaps a good few would mark up the number of the required provision of the constitution or the law to at least recall erring officers or officers that are not representing them as they want.
Yes, that is a very good point. That sensitization is not there. And which some of us will be calling on NGOs. It can be done. You can sensitize people. You have this right. Follow your right. Then, apart from that, the time frame within which these activities are to be carried out
It's quite
is too short.
Okay.
Very short.
90 days.
Yes.
It's
3 months.
Yes, 3 months. And mind you know the kind of people you are to recall. They can engage in all manners of legal
Suits.
acrobatism to frustrate that process. They can go to court and say one application or the other, and before you know it, the time is up. So a lot of factors.
So
But even apart from Nigeria, if you look at it globally, it's not an easy task in anywhere, except maybe in California, where you have somebody the governor recall in 2002 that brought Arnold Schwarzenegger to power as the governor of California. If you go to India, for instance, they made several attempts. It has not worked. So if you look at several jurisdictions, it's applicable. Same things applicable.
So are we saying that perhaps if we have more time then, maybe ×2 of the 3 months?
Of course, possibly, because there are investigations to be done. They need to verify the petition that has been sent down to the INEC. So all of that also adds up. Perhaps if there are more time and then people are sensitized, then there will be recall.
I'm not a lawyer, but somehow I just feel like 3 months is enough. Why do people need plenty time?
3 months is a very short period of time.
Okay.
It's a school of thought. It's just somebody's belief. I believe 3 months is okay if we are sincere with what we are doing. And if you really mean what you are doing.
Because all of our records, and then someone to sit, I mean, it's your job. You need to verify, is this person registered?
I don't think there's any difficulty in it, as far as I'm concerned. You have your INEC has its voter register for that part, for a ward. It's from a ward to a local government, to constituency, to local government, and blah blah like that. So the records are there, and these people, before you even start, the petition has been done. People have appended their signatures. So what is difficult in you verifying? I don't see any difficulty in that. But because we don't just allow you to work, our system will not allow you to work. That is just its simple solution to this matter. It's your system. The system will work against the system, the procedure. So whether you give them 1,000 years to do that, you must still use the same rock.
All right. But the sensitization we're getting today is that as much as you have the power to vote, you also have the power to recall. Interesting. We'll go on a quick break at this point. We'll come back and the program will continue. Do stay with us.
As a business owner, you may be asking yourself for reasons why you should advertise with Human Rights Radio. Well, I will give you 5. 1. We operate a 24-hour Facebook TV that accommodates all our shows and with 50,000 views per show. 2. All around the world, millions of people tune into our station live on our Human Rights Radio app, available on Android and iOS. 3. We are employing over 2,000 conversers ready to attend to all your advertising needs. 4. With our very affordable rates, you are guaranteed the best value for your money. 5. We go beyond radio and can be found on all other social media platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Periscope, proving that while other stations enjoy listenership, we enjoy followership. The question shouldn't be reasons why you should advertise with Human Rights Radio. The real question is reasons why you haven't. Welcome to Nigeria's first magazine radio, Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting.
Ọ bụ ife eji esi nri, ọ bụ akwa na akpụkpọ ụkwụ, ka ọ bụ akpa ụmụ gị ji eje akwụkwọ na ife iji achọ mma. Gbalubịa Halibis Mall, isi ụlọ ngwaahịa anyị dị na plus 660 Cadastral Zone B1, Franca Afebua Crescent Zone E, Apo Legislative Quarters, Gudu District, Abuja. Anyị nwekwara ụlọ ngwaahịa anyị ọzọ na number 1 Medical Center Road, Maraba, Abuja. Nke ikpeazụ bụ na number 21 Sariki Meizabo Road, opposite FMC, Kefi, Nasarawa State. Gwa anyị na ekwentị. Akara ekwentị ị ga-eji nweta anyị bụ 081 ka mkpọkwa ya n'olu ndị iti 08159510000. Halibis Mall nwere ife niile ị chọrọ n'ofu ebe. Ngwaahịa anyị adịrị ọnụ ma dịrị mma nke ukwuu. Gbalubịa na Halibis Mall. Nnọọ.
It's about that time.
This is Human Rights Radio 101.1. Redefining broadcasting.
Join our diverse team of legal experts as we provide education and guidance to you, our listeners, on a broad array of issues raised by the modern legal landscape, absolutely free on Probono Chambers, airing on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting.
Human Rights Radio.
Thank you for staying with us. We are, how many minutes now? 24 minutes into the 10 o'clock hour. Probono Chamber still here on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. My name is Ruth and I have been speaking with Mr. Adamson Adeboro, a legal practitioner, and our in-house barrister Adana. Today we have been focusing on the power of recalling elected officers. So today, in case you never knew, as much as you have the power to vote, you also have the power to recall elected officers that are not fully representing your constituency, as the case may be. However, feel free to call in and ask your questions at this point, whatever your legal matter, problem, situation is. Feel free to call in and ask those questions right now, because we provide you with those answers from the lawyers. The number to call is 081 8999 1011. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Muhammad Kazur. I'm calling from Nikon.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks a lot to your guests over there. Tried a lot of that topic. Well, this is where we are. The issue of recalling, that is the angle I want to write on. Actually, what is it out for not to recall is that we know at the end of the day, they jeopardize the process because of the corruption in which your guest has hit nail on the top, or he has hit nail on the top. So, if actually we are sure that our signature, when we send our signature down to recall a senator or an house member, is to give us the result we want, that will be done, and it will improve on our democracy. But see yet, as I was saying, in the issue of especially this regime, our signature work, we will have called at least 1.5 of them there. Because, Nigerians of yesterday is not Nigerians of today. We are watching them, we are seeing what they are doing. They are not representing our interests. Rather, they are representing themselves, their boss, and their family. It's paining us, but there's no means. Look at the denominator own. Does it work out? Look at the way they pull it. At the end of the day, they jeopardize everything. And we are seeing the kind of effort they are putting, they and their members, their colleagues, in order to jeopardize the process. And they did, obviously. Because of what? Is it not corruption? They have acquired more than enough to fight any government or to fight any process that will work out and help masses in this country. But we will not relent. Please, we are pleasing on the media houses, especially you, Human Rights Radio. You are trying, and God bless the members of the House and our ordinary president, the anchor of the program, the founder of the Human Rights Radio. And God bless Nigeria also. We will not relent our efforts. You people keep trying. By God's grace, one day we'll get there.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mahmoud Kabiru, for your thoughts there. He, of course, obviously didn't have any question, but just to portray, the point
expressed his lack of confidence in the system and the procedure.
Do we blame him?
No, we don't. He already talked about it.
The most important thing is we know that we have that right. We'll continue to press for it until we get there. We will not give up.
Okay.
And I will encourage all the electorates not to give up. When your senator, your House of Assembly member or rep member is misbehaving, exercise that your power, that your right to recall him.
Okay.
Don't give it up until it is achieved.
All right, Probono Chambers, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Please turn off your radio.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome. What's your name?
Stephen, calling from Kudu.
Stephen. Favor. Okay. Go ahead.
Actually, I enjoyed the program. I'm the first caller anyway.
All right. Welcome.
Yes. But please, I just wanted to digress a little from the topic. Yes. My question is, the issue of change of name. For instance, for a lady, from your primary school to your university level, you have your father's name, you have an voter's card, national identification card, you are working, and you also have your international passport. And all this is your father's name. Now you are married. How reliable it is that making change of name, how can it be possible the person can effect all this change? Or I just want to know the best advice on that. Then the other question is issue of maybe you secure the work and you are not married. Then you use the name of king as your brother or your sister. But later you are married. So how effective can you go to the board in charge and say, now I'm married, I want to change my name of king? So these are the questions I try to throw up this morning.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for calling Mr. Favor. To advise you on the first question you asked on change of name and how you can use that. I know that, we Nigerians will have a lot of names ranging from our historical background and our relatives and friends, giving us new names. And most times we tend to adopt them and use them for our identity cards or certificates. So if you need to change your name and you want it effective, you would go to the High Court and swear a change of name affidavit. Afterwards, you would do a publication on any of the newspapers, national newspapers, so that it would be shown that a change of name had been achieved. If you'd also need to reconcile the name, after you had done a change of name from, let's say you used to answer a particular name, your surname, then you got married, you need to start answering your husband's name, and then you have certificates that reflect your surnames. So you can decide to change your name to your husband's name, have it published so that you would have the publication and then your husband's name, showing that you used to be this, and then the certificates or whatever forms of identification you had still remains valid. Now, you can, if you're, most men would, of course, men in Nigeria, we don't change our names to our wife's name. You have your name, but then you have multiples of names that you bear and appear in your means of identification and different certificates. Now, if you must reconcile those names, you can go to the High Court and swear an affidavit reconciling all the names to mean one and same person. But then you want to be known and called so person. So you pick, out of the names, the multiple names you have, to be identified with at the end of the day. But it's all going to be done with an affidavit and publication, as the case may be.
All right. So then you're not having any physical change. Okay.
If you have to change your next of kin, you swear an affidavit really for changing your name, your next of kin. Do you have something to?
No, except to add that, you see, apart from the affidavit, the newspaper publication, you need to do a letter to the authority which you want to effect a change of your name. So don't just keep your advert and your affidavits
in your house,
under your pillow, and say you have changed your name. That's
okay. So you carry it along with all other documents.
An application
right to the particular authority for a change of that particular name.
Or your next of kin.
Okay. Yes. All right. 081 8999 1011. That is 081 8999 1011. Hello. Turn off your radio, please.
This is Ignatius again, calling from Niger State. Motherland, precisely.
You're welcome. Please go ahead.
Please.
Sorry about that. I think we lost that call, but feel free to call right back. It's Probono Chambers, and we provide you with free legal advice, so you can call in and ask just about any question that has anything to do with legal matters. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Salu Abdullahi.
Salu.
Yes,
please turn off your radio.
Okay. Is it okay?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing clearly.
Okay, please go ahead.
I want to ask this question. If you are getting a name as maybe now, if you are Audu, it simply means Abdullahi or Abdurrahman.
Okay.
And in your primary school days, you are using that Audu. Getting to secondary school, before you pass out, you use Abdullahi instead of that Audu. But it stands for the same name.
Okay.
Then, when somebody, maybe you take an assistant from somebody to get you a job, and he know you with that Audu. Fortunately, when he gave out your name, he gave that Audu to them. Not knowing you changed your name to Abdullahi. Now, your primary school certificate, it shows clearly this Audu. In secondary school, it's Abdullahi. And your appointment letter now read Audu. How are you going to solve that problem?
It's
You see, well, in the first place, you have to understand that Abdu is different from Abdullahi. They are two different names. Two different names. Now, it depends on what is on your certificate. Is it Abdullahi or Abdu?
In primary school, it was Audu.
Okay, are you saying Audu? I think he's saying Audu. But it was Audu in primary school. Then Abdullahi, secondary school.
Yes. So now what you need to do, since you have two certificates bearing two different names, there is a need for reconciliation.
Yeah.
You still go back to the solution she had earlier provided. Exactly. That you go to High Court for the post affidavit or any court whatsoever that can do affidavit for you. Get affidavit of change of name, then advertise. Reconciliation of names. So you reconcile the two names and give the specific one you want to bear.
Okay.
Then, like we have earlier said, do a letter
to the authority.
And that letter should be accompanied with your affidavit and the publication.
Okay, sir.
Then the name will be affected.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your call as well. 081-8999-1011. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, you're welcome. What's your name?
My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Maraba.
Your name is what?
Daniel.
Okay, Daniel, please go ahead.
Yeah, I need some legal advice. My cousin bought a plot of land around who do Gidamongo side. She bought the land there, I think it was around 2012, 2013. So she started with the development. She raised the structure there almost close to a linter level. So, but unfortunately, she passed on just last year. And just for us to went there, we saw that someone went and wrote military zone, keep off on the building there. When we called the number, he was telling us that he bought that land since 2010. This and that. I don't know what kind of advice can you advise me to.
First of all, do you have paper to that land?
Yeah, we only have a letter of offer.
From who?
From the federal FCDA.
From FCDA?
Yes, sir.
Now, when they asked for regularization, did you regularize your documents?
No, we didn't do that.
Okay, the other party is claiming the land now, right?
Yes, that he has everything.
And his own paper, your own paper, what's the date on the own paper?
He said he bought it since 2010.
No, the paper to your sister or your uncle or whoever. What date to your sister? What date is on the paper? When was it allocated?
Yeah, okay. I'll call, but right now I don't have it.
No, worry. Don't.
Yeah, but do you think it's before his own or after his own? Can you? Okay.
We bought it in 2004.
2004. See, if that is the case, please just get a lawyer. Get a lawyer who will help you either to go to FCDA to confirm the authenticity of your document. And if there's a conflict of allocation, it can be resolved.
Yes.
Now, if you cannot resolve it there, then you go to a court of law.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. 081-8999-1011 is the number to call on Probono Chambers. If you have questions you need answers for, feel free to call in and ask those questions. The lawyers in the house will definitely answer your questions for you. 081-8999-1011 on Probono Chambers. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
This is Paul on the line.
Welcome, Paul.
I'm calling from that place here in Abuja.
Okay, we're listening.
Please, I need to clarify something. When I was in school, my auntie made my registration for me. So during where you have state authority, you're supposed to put 86 state. So she registered with Oyo State. Now I need to do some. I need to apply for.
Hello. Can you please start over again? And try to be more audible, please.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. When I was during my school days, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
My auntie made my registration for me. So during that registration, you were supposed to fill the form with. My state was on a state, so she had to use for your state. But now I have to apply for some other stuff like that, where I need to fill with the state. But here on my certificate, I have Oyo State. So I have issue with that. What can I do? How do I rectify it?
Thank you. All right. You have to go and make an affidavit stating that you're from the said states of which you have claimed your state of origin. If possible, get to your license office and get an evidence of identification from your license office stating that you're from Ogun State instead of Oyo State. And then for the certificate where Oyo State appears, you take it to the courts and sworn affidavit for a mistake that had been done on the certificate. Just say it's a mistake that the certificate has Oyo State instead of your original state, which is Ogun State, as the case may be. So wherever you are to submit this document, you have to attach your local government identification letter, which specifies your state and your local government origin, basically. So you have to attach them and submit them in the place of authority where you're making the application.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for calling. Okay, we have room for one final call at this point. And who will that be? Feel free to call in 081 8999 1011. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
My question, my name is Abayomi.
Okay,
I'm calling
Abayomi.
from Apo. Yeah. So my own question is that I travel, just I want to confirm from the lawyer, maybe I can go through, can put me through. So I traveled to Libya 2001 to 2003, which I sent the money from my account at 2003 on my way coming back to Nigeria. So I got to Nigeria during that time. They said, because the code, my passcode, which I forgot that time. But later I now reconcile. I go to my branch, Union Bank at Isolo in Lagos that time. So they now refer me, I go to the head office. They now refer me back to the branch which I open my account. And they see there's the money there. But it's already entered Doma. I don't know what the next step I can take.
There's no difficulty in that. You still go back to your branch and reactivate your account. You just will reactivate. It's either they ask you to pay a token, then they give you a form to fill. Then upon that, then your account will be alive again.
Okay,
They might ask you to apply to the manager of the bank.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that call. It was quite short, so I think we should have room for another final call at this point. All right, so just let's see if we can just get one more, and hopefully it won't be so long as well. 081 8999 1011. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning, welcome.
I'm Sadiq calling from Tarimon.
Sadiq.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Like now, during my primary school level, just assuming you're hearing, let's say, Abdul from primary school, getting to, although your surname should be like Abdul Alpha, then the same Alpha is appearing for all your levels. And was getting to like university level, you change your name to Alpha Wakar Sadiq. You know, Wakar is the same like Sadiq also. So, but in your primary school certificate, you have like Alpha Abdul. I don't understand. My son appear for all the certificates, but it's just that Abaka said that it's not derived from the primary school level. So, like, you know, even though when you go to those to this course to change your name to the one you want now, the certificate doesn't mean that it's going to reflect in your certificate or it's give you a name. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much for calling. It's the same problem as the others, yeah? So where you have multiple names, especially when they're in disparities, you know, they appear on different documents in different ways. Maybe the arrangements or just some additional names. Just go and reconcile this name for the sake of the validity of those documents. And then pick up a name amongst all to be known and addressed as. That's just it. So it's a reconciliation of name you need to do. And if possible, do a publication, but it depends on what you're using it for. But for your document's sake, you have to reconcile these names. That's it.
Because recently I went to go for a job, so I went for an interview.
Reconcile the names through an affidavit. And anytime you have to go for a job interview or you're going to submit your documents for a job, make sure you attach the affidavit stating that all of the names as they appear on the certificates or means of identification are one and same person. Henceforth, you want to be known and addressed as, you pick up one of the names.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And perhaps if he likes my name, he can include my name in it. Okay, so that's been Pro Bono Chambers for today. Mr. Adamson Adiboro has been looking at the time as if to say, are we done already? You want to talk some more?
Any final words is allowed.
No. Well, it's okay. But I feel perhaps people don't have the real understanding of the topic for today. Otherwise, I expect people to make active contribution and questions
on that,
because it's a very sensitive issue. It's your right that you have been sleeping on for a very long time, and this is an awakening call. It's a call to people out there to say, please stop sleeping on your right.
They say Nigerians like to talk, and so most times they call in and they're shouting, this person is doing this, we don't like this and that, and that's all they really get to do. But now you're saying there's actually a line of action, something you can do. That's what you're saying.
Something we can do.
No.
Well, yeah.
So you can see. You see, the issue is this. If you look at the quality of people representing us, both at state level and the federal level, is appalling. We have to say the truth. And it's just because we are docile as per our right. Otherwise, nobody has that right to say, I'm going there and do anything the way I like. Well, you know that some people are waiting there to recall you. But because we don't exercise that right, that is why we see all manners of people representing us with all manners of behaviors. So I'm still calling on my people. Exercise your right.
Trust me, they've heard you. They have heard very well. And thanks for the sensitization as well.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate the topic today.
Okay.
Yes. And I wish we had discussed further with the views of others calling back in.
I'm sure it's something that can come up even tomorrow. So let's just, keep doing our thing on Pro Bono Chambers. Many thanks to Mr. Adamson Adiboro, a legal practitioner and the principal partner of Advocare Lawyers right here in Abuja, and also to Adana, our in-house barrister. Many thanks for being in the studio this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do this again tomorrow. That is Pro Bono Chambers, right here, same time on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. My name is Ruth Usman, and I'll see you tomorrow. Do stay with us.
Join our diverse team